All right, so we've learned a little bit about abstraction. We've learned about this concept, the logical perspective, how we can actually use things. So let's go a little deeper. First question here is, have you ever wondered how this alarm clock actually does what it does? What makes it work inside? Well, let's go ahead and open it up. So we're gonna pop this guy open, and I can see here we have, it looks like a display with a circuit board. We also have another circuit board back here. It looks like the buttons go and press on that. What we're seeing here is a key concept in abstraction in computer science, and that is these are the implementation specific details. Inside here, we're going to see all the ways the designer decided how to make this. We are now being able to see maybe some of the decisions being made, and there are many decisions made when you're deciding how you're going to implement something. So in this case, probably the main reason it was done this way with pretty just straightforward plastic, really basic display here, some really simple buttons, is probably because this was made to be a really inexpensive alarm clock. But there are many other reasons you could. You could be making something that you want to be analog or mechanical or digital. There are many choices to be made. Maybe you want to make a really expensive alarm clock. How would you make an expensive alarm clock versus an inexpensive alarm clock? Well, we might make it have a more powerful display, something that has more useful information on it, or looks better. There are a lot of choices. And once again, these are those implementation specific choices, and that's a key concept. So, another important thing is as we open this up and look at it, we are now starting to understand it from a new perspective. Not just a logical perspective where we know kind of what these buttons do and what this screen is supposed to display to help us understand what it's doing, but we now are starting to understand the physical perspective, how this actually does what it does. We now see that these buttons push down on little pads on the circuit board, these little actuators. It's all connected. And if we dive in deeper, we could start breaking it down component by component. So we are now understanding it at a more physical level. So I want you to think about three objects you use every day, and think about them in the terms of abstraction. How does using them in the logical perspective make it easier? And think about how they're implemented. You might not be able to open it up, and I would only recommend that if you get an adult's permission or it's your device. But thinking about how if you open that thing up, if you had X-ray vision, how you could see into it and what makes it work. And that's the physical perspective, And think about that. And in the space below, and based on that prompt, kind of answer a question. And in the next activity, we're going to dive a little deeper into abstraction, and we're going to continue kind of understanding how this alarm clock is abstracted. All right, see you next time.